Hello, 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 and welcome to the season finale of season 4 of the FRL Racing League. A potential send off to F123, a potential send off to the circuit Paul Ricard. It was originally meant to be Portugal. That race got cancelled. A French Grand Prix track is not 120 at the present. Our last round, this Paul Ricard. Nice and flat, nice and long. Our championships have already been decided as rounds ago. Australia. There's still a few positions up for grabs in what's on the drivers and standings. There's a fight between Aston Martin and Sauber to not be last. Fight McLaren, Ferrari ongoing. And we also have the potential final race in FRL, at least for now, of Zed the Kobold. McLaren driver. I am Nexi. Here by Sierra and Jess.
Hello there.
Playing underway now.
Now, the one thing with Paul Riccard is that the long run onto the back straight is going to be really crucial, and it's very difficult to get that right. You can run off and ruin your lap, or you can get a massive snap of oversteer and lose 5 tenths to a whole second. We see if any of the drivers do end up spinning out there, as I reckon it will probably be there or nearer the end, where we've seen countless drivers crash onto the long right-hander.
Of that famous, infamous right-hander. Fine. Sector 1 being a very tight section. Well, we have outs right now. Everybody else is taking their time a little. Evo. Potentially half time.
Now, with this track, a two-stop is very, very possible, and in some instances it is faster. So you might see a lot of drivers opting to keep a set of softs for a potential two-stop, maybe even 2 sets of softs if they think they would rather have 2 soft stints in the race.
Safety cars are a little rarer. A lot of runoff. Make a mistake, bottom out on one. But there are some corners where
is also a track that can lend itself to moves that aren't exactly orthodox and can lead to some hefty collisions between drivers as well.
battery.
Of course, Zed, unfortunately, even on their last Grand Prix, has to serve the quali ban.
Avo has begun his.
Using up all the track width he can of the exit of the first chicane.
Breaks right after the 50 board. Rolls the car in, getting almost next. Down that bait. It's on the back there. We're going to have a couple other drivers starting their flying laps. Pies and John as Laz getting his Evo goes through to chicane at the end. Getting sector 3.
This is a fairly clean chicane. Another one where you can really get track limit violations a lot there. There's quite a few actually, because the curbs here do invite you to try to cut as much as you can.
Looking at a lot of feathery throttle. Now, dig. Compromise the exit to get a good entry into the last turn. Oh!
I I don't think that will invalidate, but that will definitely cost him a few tenths there.
132.7 is the pace being set. John will be the next one to cross, followed by Ties, and then Laz, and have a Clarence starting the out lap. John. Out lap. Have Lazzy and Haas.
His lap has been invalidated, though.
Probably gonna charge lap. Comes John now. He gets that last turn. A lot better. And that's a 130.
That's 2 seconds faster than Avo. Ty's kind of run after with a 131.4. Laz with a 131.6. So perhaps Avo, perhaps that last turn really did cost Avo a lot more time than it really looked.
Yeah. It was really kind of bogged down, and like if you that kind of a turn, if you're not on the power at the apex, you're run down the compromise. You can eat almost a second turn. And the key thing there too is that the start finish line isn't right after that turn, it's about halfway down the straight. So bad exit there will hurt all the way down.
All the way to the run to the line, which is there's a lot of that here, with a lot of those sorts of in very important traction zones coming right into a huge long straight, which will determine who can really get the most out of their traction for this.
Lazzy is after invalidate. Have enough around another run. Morgan setting up potentially purple time here.
Yeah, I see 2 purple sectors so far from Morgan, from Sector 1 and Sector 2.
Fairly well to make that happen. Around and around. High speed and
McLaren do really need to have a good strong race here, as they need to hold off Ferrari in the constructors. Mateus is here. He will be itching for a win here. To see off the...
Yet. Drew has also not yet. Tried to fuel in. Yes, he tried to fuel that one.
See Lenny's coming through the last corner now. This will be the first of the main front runners. Let's see what the front running benchmark is.
129.6. Go into practice was talking about him expecting the pole time to be a 129 flat. If that holds up, then he's 6 tenths off of it.
But this is also a track where you don't want to be too aggressive on your first bank laps. You want to at least have 1 lap out there. You don't want to invalidate every single lap you go on for.
Very 29.6, fairly safe lap. It's gonna get a good chance at getting a front row if stuff does wrong for the other drivers. At a time. Odd.
It's unlike him. But we do see Leo coming out of Sector 2 now, going into Sector 3.
That is his flying lap. He goes through the turn that I'm sure many will recognize.
I don't think he is on a flying lap. I think he's doing a secondary preparation lap here. Yeah, he seems to be warming the tires up.
Couple watching Leo.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same here. He's clearly just taking in everything he can.
Yeah. Mercedes
now
apparently have brought one last upgrade to them, and it is teleportation.
Well, somebody had to use it, I guess.
Exactly, as he goes onto his flying lap now. Sliding across the technical Sector 1. little bit of teleportation to make it good, and that is seconds above whatever that banker. Those comparisons aren't gonna really be accurate comparison.
Lenny's Sector 2 being a 27.8. See what Leo's is here coming through. 49.7. He's actually 1/10. He's currently 1/10 up on Lenny's time.
Yeah. Down here. Not quite using all that exit curb, so also taking a similar approach. Lenny.
With the field as tight as it is, one mistake and the pressure's on, and once the pressure's on, you kind of got to be really careful with everything that you do.
He makes that last turn look so easy. He's gonna cross the line. 129.3.
It's another really strong time there.
Yep, and that's gonna set our pole benchmark. Lenny is out again.
Perhaps not happy with the first lap.
You have Drew also coming out on an out lap. Uncharacteristically early for him.
Looks like Mateus was on a fast lap, but it looks like it got invalidated. I'd imagine that would be turn 4. That turn 4, you've seen a lot of drivers.
5 or 6.
Turn 5 or 6. It could.
Blazzy now. Sparkle Dog approaching the very fast right-hander, getting missing the second apex on the exit there.
Although you don't typically need to hit the second apex on that as aggressively as you normally would on a normal thing. When I was driving, I would always run the second apex a lot wider to carry more speed along. It's a very typical line you can take as well. So you'd make the last corner fairly simply as well, actually. The run down to the line. What will he set here?
So 131.4.
That's definitely not what Drew would have. Definitely not what him or Drew or the entire Haas garage really would have hoped here. You would hope that he would be able to continue the streak after finishing on track in second place last weekend.
Going back into the pits. Louis still has not gone out. With only 5 minutes 45 seconds to go in the quali session, there's going to be some pressure to get out there now for guys. Avo's going to be coming back out. We have Lenny going to start his flying lap. Drew starting his flying lap. Gonna have 2 of the front runners.
Oh.
But,
Lenny's time has been invalidated on that lap. Yep, I saw it.
Huh. I appear to be... Oh my god, I got like 20 invites. Guys!
Alright, looks like, yeah, even Drew as well, also invalidated. I believe that was also on the turn 3, 4, 5, 6 section. A lot of drivers do end up cutting too much out of that corner.
Mateus and Drew, not really... they seem to be struggling with the quali session here. My gosh.
The track limits are brutal, to say the least, on this track. One of the... If you thought Canada was going to be brutal on track limits, I reckon there'd be a lot here just purely on those 2 sections alone, on how much... It's just quicker to cut as much as you can.
Absolutely. In that right balance. Top 2, Leo and Lenny, have been managing to find that balance.
But there's still a lot on the table here, a lot on the cards. The predicted one was a 129 flat. Lenny's 6 tenths behind, and Leo even himself is 3 tenths off.
Yep.
Expect the last dash to be a lot quicker, and is Drew gonna do? Yeah, Drew's gonna go on 2 a second attempt at a fast lap here.
Goes.
I think this will actually be his only lap. I don't think he'll be able to get back around and get another lap out in. So this will be his one and only lap.
Avo is up by 2 temps. The first one of this gaggle. That. I'm Haru. Outlap here. Mateus has started a new outlap. Avo. 6 temps up.
And he does have that mistake at the very end that is going to give him a lot of free time in general.
It is. There. Very early apex. Wind through this last chicane. He breaks nice and hard, nice and early. Gets through it. Strong lap from the British Bird, and it is a 131.7. Not quite enough.
Oh, Drew goes into the pits.
Oh.
Is he gonna have time? I don't think he's gonna have time, you know?
No, but we watch him.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna have time. He's not gonna have time to finish this, do a lap.
He's in the exact same situation that he was in Brazil. We'll see how he responds to that.
Watch Mateus now as he's now in the same situation. He can't afford any mistakes here. He has one lap, and he can't invalidate it. He'll have to play safe, or risk starting from the back of the grid.
Avo letting Morgan by.
Mateus has a purple Sector 1. He is fastest out of anybody in Sector 1.
Very strong showing from Mateus. Crossing the line is Kimaru, who's going to be setting up his next time. It's a 130.3. That puts him up into the second row if that holds. John gonna be coming around onto the start-finish straight now. The next drivers to go. Drew is trying to get around.
I don't think he's gonna get around. He has 40
seconds
seconds to make the lap. He's not going to make it.
Morgan has improved 130.1. Laz is on an out lap. We're gonna have Leo coming across the line here as well, and it's at Drew. Hold on, yep, that is Drew in the escape road. He's gotta know it's over now.
But Mateus comes in with a 129 flat. That's exactly what Leo thought the pole time was going to be. Mateus sets it off. He had a toe down the back straight from the Red Bull. He had a toe down the front straight from the Mercedes. Absolutely dialed it in. He had one chance and he nailed it to perfection.
Yep, that's Mateus doing really well. We'll see if our other front runners have anything to respond. I think the first one to cross the line will be Lenny. No, it won't. It'll be...
It will be Leo. I do see Lenny does have a purple Sector 1, though. He's going faster than Mateus was.
Leo's invalidated.
Leo's invalidated.
So 129.3 is his last time. Lenny is also invalidated. So he is going to be ending the session on a 129.6.
And then this means that Mateus is going to get pole position on the last Grand Prix.
Yes. Mateus with pole position. Very strong. Glasby with a 130.1 there. Setting a strong time over Morgan. That demotes her to the third row. Like our grid has been set. Not even go out.
Maybe the Williams wanted to save the mileage on that car, make sure they have all the tires available for the race. Drew, though, Drew having so many invalidated times, that's going to hurt. That's going to really hurt. This is a track where overtaking, it is possible, but it's only possible down the back straight.
Drew was itching for a lot, but just tried to go out again. Wasn't able to find it. Hey, it's gonna be the last one to come home. Our man on pole is Mateus.
Is that his first pole?
Yeah.
I think that's his first pole position. What a way to end the season by getting your first pole.
Yeah, we'll see if he can convert it to his first race win.
That would be some sight to see, wouldn't it? That'll definitely be exactly what Ferrari needs as well to beat McLaren in the championship. They are 17 points down, but a win from Mateus at 25 points. Maybe all they need if Morgan and Zed aren't able to secure it themselves.
Yep, 129 flat is your pole time. It was exactly as was predicted. Yep. 129 is your runner-up. 2 late invalidations. And a very late, very strong lap from Mateus. Yours, the Ferrari team, the Scarlet Ferraris, their first year. And it is a well-earned pole position.
I want to see how many drivers, though. I saw a lot of drivers doing a lot of laps here. Maybe they're thinking of that a one-stop will be faster. I'm honestly not sure whether or not it will be here, as the pit stop. It's a slow pit lane, but you do cut off the entirety of the last corner. It's not that time consuming as people think it is.
Tire wear also.
Yes.
The hired. Fire. Third second. Very fast, sweet turns. They gotta work that front right.
Yeah, I imagine there'll be a lot of issues with tire wear coming near the end of the first stint. If people do try a one stop, their tires are gonna be absolutely chewed to bits coming to the end of it.
Have the possibility of a safe banner. Works regardless. Buys you action or
The great neutralizer of the safety car. You never really know when it will come out, and you never know who's going to benefit from it. It could come lap 1. It could come any lap, really.
well timed as a safety car, and the two stoppers just effectively on one stop on their run. They have a tire advantage. Suddenly, top strike fails.
This is also one track where you cannot pit on the first lap to do the entire race on hards either. So even if there is a lap 1 safety car, you should not expect people to come in for hards, because they are not going to make it to the end of the race. If they do, they're going to be insanely slow come the end of it.
I've seen drivers try it though. They trying.
Yeah, I mean, what is racing about risking everything on one strategy?
You would put always higher down the 70.
Sometimes
Right.
even worse.
Here we go, lining up at the front row. It's Mateus with his first pole position of the year, followed by the sole Mercedes of the race. Go there. Our lead Red Bull and lead driver on the second row is Penny, followed by Glazeedle and Haas Grand Prix. Third row has a McLaren and AlphaTauri. Morgan Our second Red Bull gets away on the fourth row. It's John. And our Sauber, our sole Sauber driver, Lazarus, is fifth row and left the rest of the points ties in the Williams and have Martin. Okay? A second Haas and having too many invalidations, a very hard, disappointing qualifying session. And Haas, Louis and the Williams. 12. Dad had a quali van. They are lining up P13, and we have a second Ferrari, apparently.
I don't think that one's meant to be there.
Well, it appears that Corvix has stolen Sparrow's Ferrari from way back. The Ferrari team keeping that car around, and Avo's stopped. Was stopped. Take a look at the tire strategies going on. Oh, we got a mixing tire. Mateus lining up on the softs. We have Leo and Lenny on the mediums, Glazzy on the hards. I don't really like that call there.
No, with how much of a run to the line it is, I can expect Glazzy to get overtaken by Morgan, and then even AlphaTauri Wolf and even John might put a run to him. But if he can hold it out, I think Mateus has done a really, really bold strategy here, hoping that there isn't a lap on safety car, and hoping that with his pressure on the softs, he might be able to get away from Leo and Lenny, who will still have a lot of pride on the line to fight here. These two are bitter rivals from past 2-3 seasons, really, at this point. They've been always fighting tooth and nail. If it's for first or for second, I imagine they still fight the same way.
Yep, it's 3 championships.
Also going down, I see Bluey's also in the softs, hoping to make some gains early on, and Drew being on the hard is a much better strategy.
Yeah.
Trying to burn off all your rubber, trying to get by near the front is not going to be good. Keeping them on the hards and just trying to get it with pure pace will be the better option.
Yeah, Drew just betting that he is faster here as we're going to be moments away from lights out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. FRL is away in front, and Mateus gets the launch he needs. Leo, though, is starting to burn some battery. He's going to put his car alongside here. There they go. Zed's out of the session right now, and Leo takes the lead through turn 1. Mateus not even fighting as hard as he can there. He's going to put himself right on behind.
I see, Glazzy did not have a great start, going down to 6th position from that on those hard tires. John moving up to 5th, and Drew all the way up to 8th already.
Yeah, I think you kind of read that one there. The hard tire's not really getting away from Pezzi.
Oh, John!
Out. John is out. Yellow flags are out. Mateus is going right onto the rear wing of Leo here. There are about 2 temps now, and I have a feeling it's
being restarted.
Yep, it's a restart. After these messages, right back. Oh dear.
It's happened again.
Oh, apparently an old bug. Remember from 22 when sometimes your grids take it over. Grids.
Oh, it would disqualify you from the beginning of the race.
Yeah.
I remember we had to restart Hungary so many times because of that.
I think that bug has snuck its little head back in FRL. At least this to be.
What a great send-off. All the bugs that we've received are coming back to haunt us all.
Yep. I think Glazzy also had a setup issue. So that might have explained the tough getaway.
But the getaway, the setup should be the same that he had in quali. So if he set that good a quali time on a default setup, who knows what he would actually be?
Right. Gaming bulky restart.
I don't think we're gonna get that far for this.
Short answer, no. Long answer.
The long answer is no. Perhaps with this, some other teams might have a better idea of what strategies to take a hold of.
A couple of the drivers. I don't think you're going to see Glazzy picking hard tires again.
I would not recommend it. We saw it here. It was bound to happen. I was surprised. That he went for it. Drew has every right to try out the hard tires. He needs to do something.
Yep. Wait. Wondering what happened to Pool.
All I can really think of is maybe that Williams team didn't. Maybe there was a issue for him during that as well. Yeah, maybe cost him the chance to do it.
Maybe the protege had a minute.
And as of now, the last time the circuit's going to be available to even be raced in FRL.
It's in a line in Lucas. Named after Riccard. build a racetrack.
Honestly, I can't blame him. Who wouldn't want to build a racetrack? Although you think he would have picked a better location with more elevation than this.
Mr. Riccard apparently invented with 45% now.
As far as I know, this is somewhere near your vineyard.
This is
well, you can't go that far. Well, you can't go that far in France without being near a vineyard, really.
And I know
this was French way possible, built by alcohol.
Even if there's a local alcohol ban in terms of branding.
Well, you know what they say. If you ban something, it's only people are going to want it more.
I also know the flat elevation makes the circuit great for testing.
Yeah, you're coming. That's There's 5 grade 1. Grade 2. Also home to the 4 hours of Castellet. In Le Mans. Also played host. Game company. Circuit to Ricardo Tormo.
Down in Valencia. A track with very similar characteristics to this one, actually.
Boosting. DeVries as the track record out the Mistral chicane.
The super old layout where you would just the long backstroke is even longer. I feel like we're better off with that chicane here in FRL, or else, well, you thought the Kennel Straight in Spa was long.
I do just find it out.
Not everyone has what it takes to be good in Formula One. They might be good at one different type of car, and might be bad in the other. Some drivers excel in karts, then have awful single-seater careers. Some even vice versa. We might hear back in one season that Zed's become the endurance champion with their team.
I think Zed. I'm not.
And I just like anything that can go fast. Anything that can go fast, that can race.
Yeah. So, if there were if there was a cardboard box for it.
Oh, certainly.
All right, let's see the tires. Yep, as expected. Lassy's now on the medium tire. Drew is the only one not on the medium tire, actually. He has gone for hards.
Yes, but Taze has also chosen to go onto the medium tyres, maybe knowing that that start isn't going to be as good for him. Can Leo get a good launch again on the second time of asking?
See what they're able to do. Let's see. Fifth. Tomorrow 6th. 7th. Laz 8. Pies 9. Evo 10th. Drew 11th. 12th. The Ferrari have gotten their car back. Thirds. Item. Era. During their second.
Either that or they've forgotten to release him onto the track. That could also happen, knowing Ferrari these days.
Yeah. Maybe there is just an angry car that acid. And also to burn it.
Do F1 cars have keys? I don't remember ever having
No,
a
they
key.
don't have keys. A big part of the efficiency is in the steering wheel.
I was gonna say, Alpine never gave me a key.
Yeah, maybe Ferrari put a key ignition in cars. Maybe, I don't know why. Have surprised me.
I'm sure they put a key everywhere but the cars.
Theus now lining up on the grid. Go lining up alongside Lenny. John Wiggly. Are John? Lazarus getting qualified. Same with John. They both missed their grid box. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're once again away in front. We'll see right now, we got a lot of 2x2 action. A couple of the drivers on the outside line getting a little bit stalled in. But Mateus now actually has the lead through this turn. Leo, not
John
as good of
goes
a
wide
launch.
on turn 1.
That is a Red Bull that's gone wide. Avo is down to 12th as Bluey goes up to 11th, Zed up to 10th. Drew is back into 8th position. Right now, Ties is fighting Zed, who has gotten into the points after the quali ban. Having a fantastic start, but Leo's through. Leo and Mateus are side by side going down to that chicane that we were just talking
But here
about.
comes Lenny to make it 3 wide!
They are about to go 3 wide. Now it's going to be 2 wide in the battle for second here.
And all this does is bring Morgan into it as well. Can she steal the spotlight from the show?
Are they all
They're getting
go?
past Glassy again in turn 1. Morgan getting 2 perfect launches in a row.
Yep, that's Zed in the back there. Zed appears to have gone wide or spun. I don't think there's any damage to their car. No, there isn't any damage to their car. It appears to have just been a moment. Zed now about 5 seconds back of Avo, who had not the best launch off of the grid. Tice and John are fighting for 10th position back there. You're seeing
He's really squeezing him almost off the track, giving him the perfect. I think as John tries to push his way past Bluey
Oh,
into
John
the
and
last
Bluey.
corner. You don't overtake there now. John just said, no, I definitely overtake there.
Yep, Bluey, not the most brave on the throttle as well. So, like, I think a little late on the throttle, just not able to get that traction down.
Look at how close Leo is now to Mateus. Lenny even closer to Leo now with that.
I think Mateus' saving grace here is that Leo is also in this picture right now. It means that, like, back up, he can Leo to maybe play into his mirrors, or maybe pressure into a move that could be happening here. They're going to be side by side. Mateus compromises his line there, and is a
Breaks
little slow
heavily
on the
into
power.
the second part of the chicane. I think I saw a bit of a touch. Was there any damage in there?
I don't think there was any damage. I think it was just a little nibble of wing on wing right now.
Yeah, I do not see any damage, but Leo is still right next to it. Is he going to make a move there? Oh my gosh, if I saw that.
Oh, they're side by side now. Leo with the inside, but Mateus has some traction on the outside there. That long right-hander. I think there was even a little bit more contact. He's pushing wide. There's some more contact. Leo's holding the inside. As we're now going through the final 2 turns. That is lagged out of the session. That's okay, because we got Mateus here. Getting onto the power as we go now into the 3rd lap, and there's a car in the pits. It's Morgan.
Did Morgan actually get any damage in that fight? And Alpha Tyrwell's got the fastest lap of the race. He's in this fight now. He's gotten past Glazzy. Glazzy's been rather slow so far.
Yeah, Morgan
in this race. He's got to get overtaken. But to get overtaken by his teammate Drew.
I apologize. Yes. Oh, yes, so we have Kimaru now in the picture with the fastest lap here.
And don't forget Drew, he's only just over a second behind, but if these front lots continue to fight, he'll be in the picture, and he's got those hard tires. He'll have the advantage on tires on the second half of this race.
Well, indeed, especially if it's a one-stop race. He got basically everything he needs to get done. He is out of the DRS range of Kimaru. Kimaru also does tend to go really long stints. And as this stint goes on, the track and the tires will come to Drew.
Well, here comes Leo and Lenny. Are they gonna go 3 wide there?
Oh, no, not quite. But Leo is through on the inside of the long right-hander.
The double
Ferrari
stick now.
dreams
Can
have
Leo?
been broken there once again.
Can Leo now start to pull away? Can Lenny also go by? Lenny will see Leo getting by and want to get by as quickly as possible. Mateus does run a bit wide. That might compromise his line as Glazzy comes into the pits.
So it is Mateus, Lenny, and Kimaru all with DRS. Leo gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, but look at Mateus. He put almost 4 tires off on the outside there, trying to extend the track as much as he can. Lenny's falling behind to Mateus here. He might have to start looking behind him right now.
Well, Mateus does make a bit of a wobble over the curbs. These curbs can really chop your car about. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1.
It's
Avo.
the Aston Martin of Avo. That is going to let Zed get back into this picture right now. They go.
Avo needs to get as good of a position as he can with Laz in 6th place.
Say that Zed has lagged out of the session again. F123 really giving us the goodbye. Lap 4 of 27 is the lap we are on now. Leo's going to be entering Sector 3. About 2 tenths, not even. Mateus might be looking to get revenge. Not quite going to be close enough to make it happen there. Leo is now leading Mateus. Leading Lenny. Leading Naru. well within this fight, but Drew has gotten now within a second. Drew is about there. He was for a brief moment, okay? I think the hard tire lost out on the traction battle there. Drew's going to be really tight on the DRS margin.
Does he get it?
Doesn't. He does not have
get
DRS.
He might do next lap, especially if Mateus continues to hound Leo the way he is on these straights.
Yeah, and I don't see Mateus backing away anytime soon here.
No, Mateus and Ferrari are fighting for that fifth place in the constructors, and a win would seal it, especially with both McLarens currently out of the points.
Yeah, Zed having issues on their end, Morgan having issues on their end. Kazi on new tires, but I think McLaren are currently in a bit of a code red here.
Here comes Lenny down the inside of Mateus. Oh!
Oh,
He gets disconnected.
It appears that we are having the fun zone of just... Maru now is going to flip on by.
This does let Kimaru and Drew by, and does also now bring a gap between Mateus and AlphaTauri Wolf. Oh!
Ooh, there's yellow flags at the back. That's between Glazzy and Morgan, I think.
I think it was Zed. I think Zed spun it. They spun it on the thing, in the chicane.
Yeah, so Glazzy's now in P11, and that puts Avo back into the points. All of this is putting Avo back into the points.
Mateus is trying his best to hold on here. Oh! Here comes Drew down the inside!
Ooh! Drew
Can he now...
the podium positions over Kimaru on those hard tires. He's making them work.
He's really making them work. And as Mateus is slowly dropping away from Leo, he may be in trouble next.
And he's down to the P5 after the issues. Currently, it's a Williams double flying back there, and it's one of the first times I believe it.
It looks like Mateus is currently did not get DRS down that back straight. It will be Drew's time to really put on the afterburners here. Does he even have anything left? Did he burn everything through trying to get up to here?
Once again, as this race develops, tires are going to come to Drew. Especially in the pit phase. And then once he himself pits, he's going to have the tire advantage. In a one-stop race, currently as the cards right now. Not exactly the start of this race he needed. Not really made mistakes. In fact, there really haven't been any track limits. Surprise me.
In the race there's been a few. Nobody's had more than one so far though. Although Mateus has already gotten 2 of them, so that may be why he's starting to drop back a little bit. He may be playing a bit more cautiously on that, as Drew is starting to lose time to them. Maybe it's because he's fighting with AlphaTauri Wolf. But AlphaTauri Wolf has come into this saying that he will fight for every position he gets here. He's not really in any championship fights. He's doing this for pure glory here. And he'll want to try to stick it to Drew.
I don't think he's had a podium. That's really what he's fighting for. Oh, here he comes to the inside. Are looking to fight Drew. Got some pressure on him. They're side by side. They're fighting hard. Kimaru was off the track a little bit there, but they're still going to be side by side.
Is invite Lenny in.
There they go, almost 3 wide into this section. And there was a little bit of contact.
All of
Kimaru's gone very wide, and Drew is now past him again. They're side by side again.
He's gonna switch back into there. He's gonna push him out wide, and he's gonna keep the position.
I don't think I've seen a switchback there yet. That's amazing racecraft going on here. But this puts Lenny up at the P3 right now. Kimaru is going to have the DRS as we go through. That's good for him. Mateus also maintaining DRS to Leo. Update up there. We also have Blasi up at the P11 over Morgan right now.
John and Laz fighting for P6 and P7 at the moment. Currently, this would actually lift Alfa Romeo from the bottom of the constructors and demote Aston Martin down there now, even with Avo's sole point in 10th place.
Now, Aston Martin have had rough season compared to what they've had before. They're doing very well right now. Sauber have had an even rougher season. Blasi and Morgan continue. Down the back straight now, this is going to be another chance. Kimaru looks defensive but goes back to the racing line. Drew trying to push to the outside.
Drew is all over the back of him, even in the DRS train.
Yep, and they're not really compromising their gap to Lenny. Mateus has gotten back within 3/10 of lead.
Yeah, it seems like whatever issues Mateus has had, he has sorted them out, and he is ready to put the hammer back onto Leo here, as he's right behind him.
Maybe he's charging up his battery a little. Perhaps. And this is the kind of situation now, as we're developing, where I think this doesn't really enter advantage.
Oh, that's oversteer snap. I thought it was heading for a one-way trip to the wall right there.
Managing to
That was
stay
terrifying.
But
yeah, now this is where Drew's tire advantage may really not come into effect here, as they are stuck behind Lenny. Both of them are stuck behind Lenny. He can't really get past AlphaTauri Wolf without compromising a huge amount of time, and Lenny keeping his gap within 2.6 seconds, keeping the exact same speed as Leo.
Got some fighting for the final points position as Blasi has pulled to the inside of Avo. He has the pressure hard. Avo not really able to do much. Blasi's through in the P10. Here comes Morgan too. All over the back of the bird. See those tail feathers right now. As Morgan gets outside here. Now he's going to have the inside as they round about. And Avo has to back out. And that's him down in the P12. Got some fighting up front, though.
They were right side by side. Oh, there's been an incident.
That's Kimaru. It's Kimaru. Kimaru was teleported to the track. He returned the track. And I think there was some evasive action from the Red Bull there. And returning the track like that is a penalty. Is a potential penalty.
We'll have to see.
Kimaru's way.
We'll have to see. He did look like he was struggling heavily to get the car back going again. Do I see any damage on that car? I don't really see anything. I think the rear wing might be partially damaged, which is going to heavily impact him if... Let's see how much it slides around the exit here. He does seem to be a bit more slidey. He might have rear wing damage.
Yeah, I did see her rolling a little. Which kind of tells me that he just did it straight up. Not to get all investigatory about it, though, as Joe and Mateus are currently having a very strong fight, but I think this just plays right into Drew.
I'm not sure, though. There seemed to have been a tangle up between Drew and AlphaTauri Wolf. As Drew seems to have dropped 3.6 seconds away from Lenny, and Lenny himself lost a couple tenths in that brawl as well, although that might just be because Mateus is continuing to close into Leo here.
I think that more is about Mateus having DR. Who will have clean? You guys can watch your tires.
Yeah, Drew needs to heavily push here. So does Lenny now. They now have to push within and under the car.
I think Lenny is putting the hammer down, looking at that gap. And it's gone down to Mateus.
Drew comes into the pits. I think he has damage.
Yeah, we'll see what
There's no way you stop this early on the hard tires. He must have gotten damage.
see what the Hack crew has got to do here. Yeah, I think they have a wing ready. They do.
Yeah, they do. We'll have to have a closer look on what happened there. I think Kimaru actually got away with that without any damage there, so he'll be safe for now. But he does seem to be struggling to hold off Ties, so Ties might be able to get another point for Williams here.
Indeed. Yo. Okay.
Then he has gained 0.3 of them since the last lap here. 0.3 a lap. Is Lenny's tires starting to come into focus here? Will he be able to leech off to the back of these, or will he even try and undercut early on into this stint?
I think it will be Ferrari potentially the undercut here. If Lenny's like buying kind of crude tires, I don't see why not extend tire advantage. Lenny is a big capable taker. Can thrive off of a softer compound or advantage compound. Down in the after.
Currently stuck behind Bluey and Morgan in another DRS train. He's going to want to hope to get by this as quickly as possible. Is he going to go down the outside or the inside here?
Oh, he's going through the inside. Morgan doesn't
Oh.
have the traction to play with, and Bluey is also expending his energy. Drew might have the traction to switch back here, and he does. Bluey on the curb. That's gonna hurt his cheek.
He's going to go into the pits, Bluey's going to go into the pits.
Yep, Bluey pits. I don't blame him. Get some clean air, maybe see what you can do with an undercut. The back here, get those points secured.
Now, the one thing I worry about for Drew is that he's had to put on a fresh set of medium tires, and these medium tires are going to have to last him 16 laps, which they can very much do, but he's going to really struggle near the end of it, and I think he's not going to get a chance to win this race, but he may still end up coming out ahead, as I imagine Glazzy will not fight him at all in this scenario.
Yeah, I don't see Glazzy fighting.
Yeah, as he gets by relatively easily. I wonder who got DRS here. Oh, and Glazzy gets a penalty for track limits.
Interesting back there. They go.
The gap between Lenny and Mateus is now under 2 seconds. He's still slowly eking into that gap.
Lenny is just showing a brand new set of pace on these tires, like there's pressure. Wonder if he was saving up a lot of tire after a kind of scenario. To be fair, these two have been fighting a lot harder up at the front than Lenny has. As Laz is in the pits.
Look how close Mateus is now. He might make a move. He might make a move on this lap here. He might make that move. He might even gain Lenny extra time here for this as well.
Yeah. Oh no!
Well, he does get a warning!
That's a 3-second time penalty. I did see that one. His tires were over the white lines. It was just barely wide coming out. That little tough part. Hardest part of Sector 1 right there. As you go through that hairpin.
Oh, and he's sliding. His rear is sliding all over the place. I imagine his tires are getting cooked right now. He may be heavily struggling with it. But as we saw in qualifying, both Leo and Lenny aren't immune to being given track limit warnings either.
Oh no! Avo has lagged out himself. Who are going through on the traction battle into Sector. They are fighting very hard. Avo has gone into the pits now. He is on fresh hards. That was his AI.
Either way, that's still a pretty good stop.
Pretty good call.
Look at Lenny there. He's only 1.5 seconds. He's gonna get DRS soon.
That, like, maybe all of this fighting, all of this really close, really intense fighting, it not has just cost Mateus in terms of a time limit penalty, or a time penalty here, but it's also costing him in terms of position to Lenny. Lenny's just been able to get back into this race. Leo's had to expend how many reasons to hold back Mateus? Both of them fine. They're having a free rider problem towards Lenny. Lenny has now gotten in. Mateus
is he? He's
looks
looking for it.
inside.
He was looking for it. I thought he was gonna go for it there. I thought it was a very late move, but
Yeah,
he's
Mateus
definitely not
wants
shying
it.
away from the idea of it now.
Mateus wants this. Dummies. By any of that, though.
No, but he may still be forced into a defensive move he does not want to make.
Dude. Lenny now 1.3 behind and closing. That took 3 attempts out in this sector right now. He's gonna be looking, threatening at the DRS zone.
I think
He's
he is in the DRS.
He's got it.
He's got DRS. He's joined this fight after having some technical difficulties with his Red Bull. He's brought back straight into this fight. And now he's starting to threaten Mateus's chance of victory and Leo's victory as well.
Yep, it would be a statement, especially going into the next season here in France. Take the champion off his own fight of his own, and John's going on to soft tires. Got a couple other cars pitting. Zed has a time penalty right now for track limits. Get the other cars pitting. It's Ties and Kimaru. John's pit onto softs with Red Bull. Got Kimaru on hard tires. Ties also hard tires. Interesting to go for hard tires.
Perhaps he wasn't quite confident that he would be able to make the soft tires last. John's gone really risky for that, and I imagine these front runners would definitely continue to try on these.
Avo has fallen behind a little.
Soft tires.
That's it. Possibly.
Oh. Seems like it's not just immune to the driver. Seems that everyone's getting one now.
Yeah, F123 really wants to send us off as Mateus pits. Mateus is pitting. For what tire? But our old man come in, and he's coming in for softs. I like the call there. It's an aggressive call, but I like the call. So now this puts Leo and Mercedes in interesting position, and this also puts Lenny in position to come in this. Cover off Mateus. Try to stay out a couple more laps. Get a tire advantage out. Oh, Lenny's going for the inside! He's not going to even answer that question right now. Leo just out of resources. Lenny had DRS, Lenny had ERS. He had been saving up for this moment quite a while, and Lenny is through into the lead at the French Grand Prix. Mateus on soft tires and is getting into the pit delta right now. These two on the potential in lap. Fighting hard. Leo is close. He's gonna keep it with half a second. Guys, they don't let up when they're in a fight. They really don't. Here they come. I'm seeing a McLaren back there that is dead being lapped. And that's both Leo and Lenny in the pits. Both dragons into the pits. Former championship rivals are now going to have a fight on their hands as they go their pit cruise. They're going on the soft tires. Lenny has gone on the soft tires. Leo is in right now. Both pit crews give them a good stop. But Lenny retains the lead in the pits over Leo. Mateus getting very squirrely on the cold tires. Will he have the undercut, though? Be very close as they exit the pits, but Mateus is through. And Mateus once again leads the French Grand Prix to the purple Sector 3. And he is 2 seconds clear of Lenny.
Who himself is 1.5 seconds ahead of Leo from that pit stop alone. Now, can Mateus try to get a gap here? There's no more fighting. This will be purely on pace. So who has the fastest car?
Yeah, Mateus from Purple Sector 1 here showed that he has a lot of pace. He's even eking out a gap. Lenny and Leo are only going to have one lap of advantage on these soft tires. That can still play a factor. That can still play a role, as true as... Actually, 7 seconds behind Leo here. Mateus, if he wants to be sure of a victory, needs to eke out to 3 seconds.
Which he has done right now. He is currently just over 3 seconds ahead of Lenny, which... I want to know, is he expending his resources to do so? Is he heavily trying to keep that gap open? Because at the moment, he is net in the net lead, but it's close. It is really close.
3 seconds is going to be key for him. Nothing gets overturned.
You also got to expect that both Lenny and Leo are going to start really sending in the laps now. Now their tires are up to temperature. They had a lap to get used to these softs.
Mateus sets the fastest lap, but any of them fight back now on the next lap. In with about 10 to go in the French Grand Prix. Drivers fighting hard as they can.
Oh, he gets another one!
Oh no! Mateus was pushing hard, maybe too hard. Mateus, no 6 seconds of time penalties over his head. And I think that's his chance at victory in the French Grand Prix gone.
Yeah, I think now he's just got to try to consolidate and try to get at least a podium. He's not actually sat on the podium yet this season, or actually in his career. He'll be the first Brazilian to get a podium in FRL, and he'll be the first Ferrari to get a podium since Storm way back in Season 1.
I would have sworn he had a...
I don't believe he did. I'll go check up the statistics on that.
Yeah, go double check the statistics here as we see Mateus now rounding favorite double right-hander. None of these cars are currently close enough to make any move yet. The pit stops doing their thing, shuffling the cars around. Classy is top again. Lap old hard. Laps. 7. 8. Hard tires, but he very well might try.
I just had another look. It looks like Mateus has not actually got a podium yet in his career here in FRL. He's gotten a lot of 4th places. He's gotten 4 4th places.
Yeah, he's one of those drivers that challenged the podium, punched up to the podium, but been able to make it stick. Couple is here, couple track limit warnings there, couple penalties. As he's in to pit off with those hard tires.
Maybe he's gonna go for a soft stint to capitalize on it. He does get a front wing change as well, so maybe there was a bit of a scrap there we didn't notice.
Yeah, it looks
Speaking
like
of scraps, though, here comes Leo and Lenny. Leo is right in the back now. He has gotten DRS on Lenny. He is caught up. This will be the fight now to watch. This will be the fight for first on the first after Mateus' penalties.
Yep. But I think both of these guys are going to be smart enough to know that if they Classy with a penalty. But both of these guys are going to be smart enough to know that if they fight too hard, they do risk giving Mateus the conscious second. They can see it on their screen. They're going to know exactly what's happening. As here comes Leo with DRS.
I don't think he'll be able to do it now, but perhaps he'll just let Lenny try to claw his way into Mateus before making a move himself. Remember, Mateus could still maybe play a massive role in this. If he can get between Leo and Lenny, that can make a massive hiccup for one of them trying to overtake the other.
So, that does come with the additional risk that if you let Lenny into Mateus' DRS, you let Lenny get defensive beat from it. Rest is no against it. at making it happen? No.
Oh no, he's having a look at it, but he decided against it this time. I think
Throwing a
not
whip.
wanting to throw his cards out yet. There's still 7 laps to go. There's still 7 more chances to overtake. Really 14 if you really think about all the amount of time you can overtake here. And maybe even more as they seem to go side by side down into the double
Ooh.
right-hander.
Oh, Leo with the inside here on the double right-hander. There's some wheel banging. Lenny
He
going
does
for the
make it stick.
switchback, but he has to pull out. Now they're going to be on the inside. Now they're taking back the normal racing line. Leo is...
But Lenny is right there, right behind. I can expect him to want to get this position back. He's not gonna say to Leo, "Here, you can have this position." He's gonna say, "No, that's my position. You're going to have to take it from my destroyed car if you're going to want to take this position." And that's exactly what he's doing as
Leo
he's going around
defensive.
the outside.
Yeah, he's... And ERS and DRS almost makes it look
But
like...
they are side by side. I
quite
wouldn't
side
think
by
about it. I wouldn't even think about it there.
Yeah, no, this is a very much, like, technical section. It's very much just about staying within and setting up for this down. Lenny went really wide on that exit.
We'll see if that will compromise his speed down the back straight. Leo with DRS, he pulls to the inside.
Leo's through now, and they're going to be great in positions. Little bit of a high pass, you pass. Just for IndyCar, I might say they're trying to swap draft each other. Fortunately, not an IndyCar oval. I guess fortunate.
I can imagine there'd be a lot more incidents if this was an IndyCar oval.
Oh yeah, no, we wouldn't even get past lap 5. Oh, like 20 safety cars.
I think the safety cars need to be permanently out.
Yeah.
Closing up into the back onto the last corner, getting DRS. He's a bit further behind this time. I don't think he's going to make the move work here. Leo's really done put on the thrusters here to get away from Lenny as much as he can. See if he can break the DRS or catch up to Mateus.
And either of those scenarios are going to work really well into favor. Just kill for the win. 6 seconds hanging over Mateus. This is really the only fight going here. Mateus is just ever so... 5 laps.
It's 5 laps. It's 2.3 seconds. I mean, I think at this point he has given up on this victory. I think what he needs to do, he just needs to consolidate the 3rd place. It'll be his first podium. He can celebrate that at the end of the season. His pole as well. It may not be the win, but with these two driving as well as they are, and as aggressively as they are, it would be hard anyway to keep that position.
Like, the only thing that probably really gives it to it at this stage of the race is if you get into a little bit of a bang-up, which they have gotten into bang-ups before.
They would. I think the last one was actually at Australia. After the chicane. Little bump together and almost giving Drew the win.
Not cool. Now down the start-finish straight. Go a little bit less curb than Lenny there.
Lenny's trying to push everything he can to get close to Leo. I mean, he doesn't want to be too far behind because you do lose a lot of time following another car going into the 3, 4, 5, 6 section. There's about 2 to 3, even 4 tenths lost to dirty air here if you aren't careful.
Okay. Half a second now separates Leo doing exactly what he presence. Lenny having a look, throwing a little dummy to the side, but Leo's not speed.
He might make a move here, though. We've seen a lot of moves in the second half of this back straight down this flat out right-hander, he is exceptionally close. He decides just to hold off again.
Getting a move here is just all about traction. Not really a traction.
The slipstream into it is also going to be a huge factor, as the gap between Leo and Mateus is down to 1.8, 1.7. I think Lenny's going to be on the timer here to try to get past Leo as quickly as he can.
We are seeing a fight between Ties and Morgan. They're side by side through the chicane. Morgan fighting very hard against Ties right now. God, on 2-lap older hards. They're right there, nose to tail as well. Williams, though, is going to be ahead, at least for now. The Dutch Martin looking to the inside as they go through the double right-hander.
Ty takes a really wide line. He takes a lot of curb. Is that going to impact his traction? It is, but it's not going to be enough. Morgan's going to try to cut back here, try to stick behind, and make the move on the front straight, in fact.
Yep, here they go. Fighting really hard right now.
Oh, and it's like Lenny's going past Leo.
Leo are fighting. They're side by side right through that chicane as well. We were just looking at it. Lenny is through, though, and there was a little bit of wheel banging, and they're side by side in the back here again.
Oh, what a move! I think that's off the track. I think that's off the track. I think she's going to have to give that position back.
Yeah, Morgan has to give that position back.
Granted, I think Ties is going to take it back here on the back straight. He's going to have DRS. He's going to be more than close enough to make it stick. I don't think he's going to have any issues getting his position back.
On fighting it, but a little bit. I have to see.
Yeah, Ties does get the position back.
Ties does get back eventually.
Then he's only 1.1 away from Mateus. He's gunning for him now. He's gunning for it. He's launched away from Leo. He said he's gone. He's just gone now. He's almost at the back of him. He's going to get DRS here. He's pushing as hard as he can to get DRS. He's within DRS.
Yep, he is. This is now going to be an interesting way bit of track position as Mateus gets.
Oh, another one for Mateus. Ouch.
That's not going to really affect him much. Drew is too far back and has a penalty of his own. So that gap, the 12 seconds.
Yeah, it still would be. It's still.
Ed also has a penalty.
It's still gonna spook you.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not fighting anyone, the penalty is going to spook you. It's going to drop away your confidence. You're gonna start really starting to be a bit more shaky on the car.
The inside, but not quite able to make it.
I think Lenny's gonna make a move round the outside of the double right-hander. He's thinking about it. He tries to go all the way round. He's gonna get the better traction on the exit. He's gonna try to go around the outside again. It's not enough though, and all this is doing is putting Leo back into the fight.
Yeah.
Leo's now caught up with Mateus. He's now in this as well.
I mean, if I'm Lenny here, like, I'm not gonna expend all of my reason to get past Mateus here. You need that to defend against the dragon behind you. Gotten past Ties in that chicane. Got around.
Here comes Lenny down the outside on the DRS straight.
Yep, Lenny's through.
The move stick.
Lenny's through.
Now, I would like to see Lenny try to hold Mateus. Oh, but no, Leo makes the move straight away.
Yeah, Mateus went very defensive. I think he just wants to hold DRS. He doesn't want to lose time. He almost let Leo have that position. But, I mean, I understand the strategy there. You want to lose time, but you have 9 seconds of penalty.
That is very true. Perhaps he just wanted. Perhaps he got his popcorn out, ready to see the rest of the show here. He's got the best seat in the house, really.
Indeed. Reminds me of Abu Dhabi 2010 when Barrichello was talking about one of the best overtakings of my life. Exact words. We have another Brazilian now watching another epic fight in the last race of the season. Here we go. We are crossing opportunity for the penultimate time. Leo essentially has one move to make for the.
He has one chance, maybe two, if he can get close enough here, but he'll have one chance to make this stick. Both of them probably expending most of their battery now. Will Leo be able to make it?
Also, William's going to be in this picture, maybe. As Lenny begins the final lap of the French Grand Prix with the lead right now. Zed's gotten a blue flags penalty. Interesting. They're not really in any kind of position, though. It's a disappointing last race. Mateus is out of the DRS. Two are just gonna fight. That's
Leo was right on the back. Gets a bit of a stun. Does Lenny get DRS though off of Bluey? He does not. Bluey gets out the way for both of them.
Yeah, Leo is gonna be about 4-3 tenths now behind. Oh, Leo's gonna look to the inside, but not quite able to send it yet here.
But can he send it down the second part of the straight? He's a bit further behind than what you'd really like to be in this scenario.
Yeah, both of Lenny has the advantage here.
Red Bull. For the last minute.
Both drivers now
are both out of ERS.
They've used up everything. I think Leo has to concede it here, as Lenny is now for the final time rounding out Sector 3 with his left-hander. Very fast part of Sector 3. These two are going to be just trying to make sure that they don't crash now. Williams is going to finish back there too. But here comes Lenny to go around, cross the line. Lenny wins the French Grand Prix. Leo comes in second, and Mateus
good second place, but Mateus
podium.
That's still a great showing from him, though. His first pole onto his first podium. Although he may have had the penalties, he definitely showed that he does have the pace, and if he can hold this on to next season, he's going to be a massive thorn in the side.
One of his only times finishing off the podium. Here comes Drew. Zed's got another. Zed's just having the penalties add on, but Drew comes fourth. One of his only times.
Oh, Tyes and Morgana have been fighting so hard. I think Glazzy's in this fight now.
Ooh, yes, Glazzy is.
Can Glazzy make a move on the end? He has these soft tires. These soft tires are gonna be almost shredded, and I don't think Tyes is gonna have DRS. Will Glazzy be able to make it down the run on the line?
Oh, we'll see. Glazzy's out of DRS. No, he's out of ERS. So no.
No, it was a good showing.
Oh wait, Tyes gets past Morgan from a time penalty.
On the time penalties, yeah. Let me see Zed doing donuts.
Yeah, we will probably see Zed doing goodbye. Yeah, we do see Zed doing the goodbye donuts. They always like to do some donuts whenever they come last. Never change.
Wow, this is their last race as well.
And the 5-second time penalty for an unserved penalty, just to add it on. I think they were going for a record. Most penalties. Good luck across the ponds.
Yeah. Let's hope. Come back as the champion for us all.
Comes Lenny on the top. Strong race. Drew had a real race. We didn't cover him past the beginning. Gabe from 11th. Gabe assigned him driver of the day, and I think that's a pretty apt. Mateus with his, I think it's his fastest lap point. Accompanied at podium.
I do think Mateus was really, though, today's driver of the day. His first pole, he kept that up the entirety of the first stint, and he stayed out of trouble. He got himself his first podium. What a way to round off the season, and he gets fastest at that point as well. I don't think that's enough. Is that enough for McLaren? I think Morgan's 9th place is going to seal McLaren's 5th spot over Ferrari.
Very well, though. Fight hard, considering on one battle. sure, just document. A lot of track limit. Got towards the end, the drivers really started piling up.
Yeah, as the tires start to go, you start to really struggle to keep it within the lines here as you try to eke out basically as much of the track as you can.
Plenty one hard fought. Yo, kept. Well. And that is FRL Season 4. We're gonna go into the off season now. Off season take quite a bit. Probably a good summer.
Gotta give all the drivers enough time to recharge after a pretty
Recharge.
intense season.
Great. Gotta give it all.
And you can't forget the new regs coming in next season as well. A completely different handling overhaul as well, and a different DRS system.
Yeah. Very interesting. I have been Nexi. I've been joined by Sierra and Pridas here. Very much. See you for the next season. I do want. Commentate either live or odds. All very